Now that you've finished your embroidery, first thing you need to do is press gently around your design. You don't want to crush your embroidery, but you do want to try and get some of the wrinkles out. You're going to press both pieces, the front and the back. If you have not already added your bow, you can go ahead and make your bow now and just tack it. Just a couple of stitches will hold your bow in place. Tie it on the back. This ornament, I've taken a piece of the wire-edged narrow ribbon and tied it underneath of the stem, tied it in a knot over top, and then curled the ribbon. You have 18 inches of ribbon. You're going to need about 6 inches of it to make your loop to hang your ribbon, to hang your ornament. So you can go ahead and cut that now. And put that off to the side for the moment. Then you should have enough ribbon that you can make a simple bow for the back of your wreath just by bending your ribbon. It doesn't need to be tied, it just needs to be shaped into a bow. And then with a needle and thread, just go ahead and tack the center so that you get all 4 layers of the ribbon caught, and take it to the back and tie it off and knot it. This one was done the same way. After your bows are attached and your ribbon loop is cut, you need your templates from the beginning of our project. They would be template number 1. You're going to take your template and trace the shape of the ornament around on your cardstock or cardboard. Once you have traced it, you're going to want to cut it out. I'm using cardstock that's not really heavy, so I'm going to make 2. I'm going to take 2 pieces of cardstock to make my ornament base. And I have 2 separate ornaments. Each ornament, you're going to need 2 pieces of your cardstock. I have 2 pieces of cardstock put together. I've drawn the shape on the stock. I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to cut it with paper cutting scissors. When you have your templates cut out, there's 2 and there's 2. You're going to use the acid-free glue and glue both pieces glue 2 pieces of cardboard together for each. Or you can use double-sided tape. Now you're going to want to take your ornament. Let's start with this back. And I'm going to lay it over, actually, I'm going to take it to the back. And I'm going to lay it on the back. And I know that it has to be centered on your teardrop, on your piece. And once you have it centered, wait, before we do that, we're going to take a piece of batting and you're going to glue the batting to the tag board to one side. Your piece will be big enough of the batting to go at an angle, at a diagonal. You want to cut your batting around the same size as your cardboard. And your paper is not going to be touching your ornament. Your ornament is going to have the batting under it to protect it and to keep it so that it's as dimensional as can be. To make sure that I get my batting lined up, my center of my ornament lined up. I'm going to use my light box. And you can see where the ornament goes. You don't want the edges too close. You can take a couple of pins and just tack your fabric to the batting so that you'll be able to go and carefully draw on the back where your dotted line should be, your basting line, or you can just leave these pinned and baste about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch away from the edge of your batting and your stock, your cardstock, so that you will end up with My mistletoe piece, I've already basted the dotted line, basted the line around so that we can begin to shape the ornament piece. Once you have those pieces pinned, you're going to carefully turn your project over and make sure that you've got your stitches so that they're going to be around the outside edge. And then, without cutting those threads, the basting thread, you're going to trim your fabric around the outside of the basting threads without catching the threads. Okay, once you've trimmed your fabric gently, and you might want to do this on a padded surface. I'll put a little bit more of the padding down. And you're going to start to pull and gather your basting threads. You're going to want to pull both threads so that when you get up near the top, even the top will come closing in the way it should. Keep pulling the thread until everything seems to be gathered in all the way. Turn your piece over to the front, and you're going to notice that the peak at the top is still going to have a little bit of a time coming down. You'll be able to get that when you go back after we have this tied off, because that will come together. That's where you're going to attach your ribbon for the loop. So the easiest thing is to take those gathering threads and knot them together. Now, once you have knotted those pieces, you're going to begin to lace the fabric, and you can take your pins out. If your thread tails are long enough, you can lace the fabric with that. My tails are not long enough. I'm going to start a new thread, and I am going to do it double, as I did to go for the basting around the side. I'm going to thread my needle, and again, I am going to knot this thread because I don't want it coming out as I lace it, because you're going to put some tension on the threads so that the back fabric will lay down flat. Holding your piece without crushing the front, I'm going to go in to one of those folds and this silk will fray there. So I'm going to pull that and I'm going to go across to the other side and take a stitch into another pleat or fold. And you're going to zigzag back and forth, picking up the fabric close to where your basting stitches are, hopefully. Pull it tightly, but not tight enough that you're going to make the cardstock curl. You can keep checking the front. You'll see that the tension will pull the front tightly and smoothly so it lays nicely. You may have to bend your ornament as you do this to be able to catch the folds in the fabric without catching too many folds. You can see on the front that your pattern is, your design is there and it's getting nice and smooth. As you get up to the top, you're going to need to pull these pieces in and catch them with your thread. It's not going to come into a very pointy point, but if you fold the edge down, in the center down, and hold the two sides over it, you'll be able to get your point. And then come up and catch those two pieces and pull it tight. Come back down. I have a space here that I would like to catch better. Catch that one into this one, and I think we'll have a nice finish to the edge on the front. Once you have finished that, go ahead and knot the thread on the back.